Welcome to my channel. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot, and I'm so happy that you're here. If this is first time for you, I do all kinds of readings. I tend to focus on cusp readings for the cusp signs, but I will jump on and do regular signs, pick a deck, special dates in time, etc. So I decided to jump on today and do a 12/12 portal reading, since 12/12 is coming up, and it's a pretty sacred time. It's a sacred ending time. It's a sacred spiritual knowledge close out and move forward time. And I thought I would do this by the elemental signs. So this one is going to be for the earth signs, and I'm literally going to keep it simple and focused. If it's your reading, it's your reading. But just take the general energies and we'll see what comes up. This one is for the earth signs. This one is for Capricorn. So I'm going to pull one card and then a couple of more Lenormand cards. And just, whatever your question is during this period of time, you can ask it. And maybe there's some indicators in here for you. Capricorn, during this 12/12 and end of year process, what your year has been about, what you can be thinking about. What has this sacred year been about? What is closing out for you, Capricorn, and what's the message? Okay. So interestingly, there's a Seven of Swords. So you could look at this in a few different ways. And bottom of the deck is Empress, which is beautiful. So we could look at this in a few different ways. Basically, you've been through, that's my dog is just making crazy sounds. Maybe there's just been some craziness this year for you, Capricorn. But somebody, to be honest, maybe you've been dealing with some people that have just been not doing you right, that have been taking from you and not giving, that perhaps have been cutting you out, ghosting you, and running out in the night without explanation. That there's just been some underhandedness, unfortunately, Capricorn, that you've had to deal with. And the good news is that with the 12/12, it's about a learning coming out of that. It's about a learning coming out of that. So I'm going to pull, this is going to be short. I'm going to pull a few Lenormand cards to see what that could mean for you in particular. So if you ask your question around this scenario, if you're resonating, what else can we answer for you around your question, Capricorn? The market. The anchor, and the key. Okay, so for many of you, I think what it's saying to me is that your work and your place of money exchange and where you make a living and where you get your validation from a marketplace or from where you put yourself out there in the world happens to have been your stability, and it will be your stability at this time, and that it's key, it's crucial, it's very, very integral to your success right now. So for Capricorn, as you're dealing with whatever this energy is, if it resonates with you, your work and what you can create and put out there in the world anchors you and is very key for you. And interestingly enough, I believe that the Empress is a lot about that as well. So that's Capricorn. And these are going to be really quick because I'm going to get to all the signs and upload those real quick for everybody. So that's the Capricorn energy. And let's see, Taurus. Taurus. If you're coming right now to my channel, this is Cusp of Beauty. If you kind of raced ahead to this, welcome, Taurus. I'm doing a very quick reading for the 12/12 portal, what this year has been about for you and what you can look forward to, what you need to let go of, close out, focus on, Taurus for the 12-12 portal, very highly energetic, spiritually, period of time coming up. And if you're your first time here, I do all kinds of readings, cusp, straight up signs, pick a deck, just what I want to jump on and do. So Taurus, I'm going to pick one card, and then we'll clarify it with the Lenormands. What's going on for you at this time? Wow, couldn't be more clear. The World, bottom of the deck, the Prince of Wands, so the Knight of Wands. So there's a closeout. There's a closeout. Maybe you're closing out dealing with an energy that's been in and out of your life during this year. This lesson has been learned, Taurus. This lesson needs to be learned or has been learned. There's some chapter ending, and it's a positive. And although endings don't always feel like positive to us, the bigger message here, Taurus, is that there's an ending. It's a completion of a cycle for you. So if this was a cyclical thing that you had to deal with somebody in and out, or maybe it's just a sign that you have new passions that are surging out with you at this time, maybe something that you want to give to and pour some passion into, and maybe, in a non-committal sort of way, but just in a fun, light sort of way, then this would say that's not a bad thing. But I feel that it's more like this is clarifying this, in that there's a cycle that is coming to a close and a lesson that's needing to be learned around maybe an energy like the immature energy of the Knight of Wands, and that you're learning that lesson. At least if you're not, you're about to. And that's beautiful. Let's take a few Lenormand cards to clarify. Okay, we have the Moon. We have the Bed. And we have the Sun. Excellent and beautiful. Okay. So, here's the thing. There's a lesson and there's a chapter closing out. There's been a really important pull that you've had to this person, and I do believe that, and I do believe it's the Knight of Wands, it's the Prince of Wands, somebody that's maybe been very magnetic to you, attractive to you, the magnetic nature of the Moon. There's something that pulls you like a moth to a flame to a certain individual in your life and has been in a cycle with you for a while. Maybe it's been a year. Maybe it's been 8 months, longer, 12 months. But the bottom line is something needs to kind of come to closure and the lesson needs to be learned. The more that you keep getting pulled back into this, the more it will be challenging for you to move on to the next cycle of your life. There probably is a sexual chemistry with this person, an attraction. And, I think in the past you've had a feeling of when you're around this person, they give you energy. But the future for you is that there will be, there will be enlightenment. There will be the lesson being learned. There will be positivity. You have to relate your positivity in life to something other than this person. You have to unhook. When you unhook from this person and you learn whatever lesson, maybe needing to go internally, you'll be able to close out this chapter. If you can focus on yourself instead of the externals here, Taurus, you'll get there a lot quicker. If you're looking for gratification and you're looking for the warmth in this Knight of Wands situation, it's going to keep you stuck. But, stuck as in the Moon kind of can drive you crazy. In this deck, the Moon is about, that wooing, that pull, that charge of another person often, if you're thinking about relationship. If you are. So I think that the lesson here is close the cycle, focus on you, and try to cut the cord with this person because it's time. It's time. When the world shows up, it's time. So that's the message for Taurus. Okay. Now we're going to do Virgo. Let's see, Virgo. If you're new to my channel, I do a lot of cusp readings, but I also do the elements, and I also do the signs, and I also do pick a deck. I might do whatever. I would love for you to subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications. This one is really quick. Have to go to work soon, and I wanted to hop on because I was feeling the 12-12 vibe. So 12-12 portal, what is the spiritual lesson for you, Virgo? What has been your spiritual lesson this year, and what are you taking forward? I'm going to pull one card. Wow, that looks like it wants to be your card. So the 5 of Wands, conflicts, battles, unnecessary battles, banter, competition. Like you've been in competition with yourself or with others this year. You've been in battles with yourself, with others this year. Conflict in general. Maybe it's gotten in the way of putting all your own work and all your own dreams out there. Maybe you've gotten so embroiled in it, you've kind of lost a little bit of yourself this year in terms of stalling out on projects, stalling out on, you know, thinking about yourself because you've been focused externally. But let's take a few Lenormands and see, you know, what other what other messages and advice can we get for Virgo during this time of learning with the 12-12 period? Oh, too many. Yeah, that's just too many. Sorry about that. These are slippery. Okay. The Bear, the Spirit card, and the Book. So what I'm seeing here is that the Bear is a very protective card, essentially. The bear is kind of like that phrase, like mother bear. The bear is very protective. So the message is to be protective of your spirit right now. Be protective of your boundaries, almost like if you could put a white light around you. Trust your instincts. You know, also trust your intuition. But spirit is that somebody's protecting you. You have protective guides out there, Virgo. This is a really strong message to me. You have protective guides, A. And B, protect yourself. If you can kind of envision, you know, a gold light or a gold barrier around yourself to protect yourself from these conflicts or people that are conflicting in your life. And you will call in what you need to know with the book. The chapter is not fully written, so you can create. There's more to learn here. There's more to learn about this situation. In the meantime, protect yourself, protect your barrier. Don't, excuse me, get sucked into the conflict. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to learn out of this scenario, and you know you'll be fine. You know the lesson of the conflict is often it's not as big as we think, that we can create those things sometimes bigger in our own minds. And that if we take a pause or just start to reflect on moving forward in our own lives, you know, putting out your ships, putting out, you know, moving forward in the smallest ways, and taking an ending to the cycle, death. Oh my gosh, beautiful cards, Virgo, Queen of Wands. Okay. So you can create here despite what you might have been dealing with. So it's time to move past the conflicts. It's time to move past any that are real or created at this point, and it doesn't even matter which ones they are. So yeah, I mean, that's actually a really positive message. There's more to be learned. Protect yourself, trust your own spirit, intuition, and your guides. Tap into their messages. You're under a lot of protection right now. Virgo. So that's beautiful. Okay. So those are my earth elements, and I will post a different video for the next element. And check those out too. Thank you so much.